On a freezing winter morning in the high mountains of Nepal, the nomadic family woke up very early. Cold winds blew across rocks covered in white frost, while snowy mountain peaks shimmered under the first sunlight of the day. The path they followed was only a narrow trail along the mountainside. On one side stood steep cliffs, while the other side dropped into deep valleys hidden beneath cold fog. The yaks walked slowly, their breath turning white in the freezing air. The small bells around their necks echoed softly through the quiet mountains. After many hours of climbing uphill, the couple decided to stop and rest beside a large rock overlooking a deep valley below. The men quickly gathered dry branches left from the previous winter and started a small fire in the freezing cold mountain air. The woman took out several pieces of dried meat from an old cloth bag and placed them into a worn aluminum pot with some fresh spring water collected nearby. Before long, the rich smell of the hot dried meat slowly spread through the cold mountain air, mixing with the soft crackling sound of burning wood. Even though life in the mountains was difficult and full of hardships, the glowing fire in the cold night still created a special feeling of peace, as if having each other and a simple hot meal was enough to continue the long journey ahead. Early the next morning, the group finished their simple breakfast beside the fading fire before packing their belongings and continuing their journey deeper into the cold mountains. The icy wind blew across the mountain paths while their footsteps slowly moved over the frozen ground covered with thin layers of snow. After walking for several hours, they stopped once again near a rocky hillside where a small frozen stream flowed quietly between the stones. The men carefully used a metal tool to break the thin ice covering the stream, while the woman filled an old container with the freezing mountain water. Nearby, the others gathered dry grass and small branches to build another fire that slowly warmed the cold air around them. As smoke rose into the gray mountain sky, the group quietly rested together, preparing themselves for the long journey to the next shelter hidden somewhere beyond the snowy peaks. Amid the cloud-covered mountains of Nepal, the daily life of the local people remains simple and authentic. One of the most fascinating things for many visitors is the way they cook and share meals every day. Without modern kitchens or fancy dishes, mountain families in Nepal can still create warm and comforting meals using only a small wood fire and a few simple ingredients. People usually begin cooking very early in the morning. The women light fires with dry wood, place large pots over the flames, and cook rice, vegetables, and lentil soup. The most common meal in Nepal is dal bhat, a traditional dish made with rice, lentil soup, vegetables, and sometimes chicken or goat meat. It is eaten almost every day because it is simple, filling, and gives enough energy for long journeys through the mountains. Even though the food is not heavily seasoned, Nepalese families enjoy every meal happily together. Another unique tradition in Nepal is eating food with the hands. Most people use their right hand instead of spoons or chopsticks. They mix the rice with lentils and vegetables, then shape it into small bites before eating. For the local people, eating by hand allows them to better feel the warmth and flavor of the food. It also represents the simplicity and closeness of their traditional culture.